Okay, this is going to be Married to Medicine, Season 2, Episode 4. Jackie's working. Simone's calling Toya about the party. Simone and Cecil is calling Toya about the party. They all were talking about how they were, Greg was acting out. This new doctor, we don't know her name, and she was acting out how Sweet Tea was acting out at the pamper party. Phaedra, he and Heavenly come to Phaedra's house. Heavenly is being shady about he's like, oh, I like the house, but it look like your mom. Heavenly, no, you're not gonna fight. Why would you invite Quad? They tries to justify it. Okay, well, y'all keep mentioning her, and I thought that we should just at least bring her around. Okay, so you just want to make stuff up. Fine. Heavenly's like, so what do y'all really think about the fact that they gonna get married? Then she's like, look, there's two crazy people in the same house. It's not gonna work. And Simone, nobody wants to say, nobody wants to agree with what Heavenly is saying, even though they really are thinking that. Because Heavenly's like, look, I'm the crazy one. Damon's the mild one. It works. Simone walks in with Miles and Cecil talking. Here's the thing. Miles was saying I was going to take 2 classes over the summer. Cecil tells him not to. He should take an internship. I've been hearing a lot of pushback on this online, saying this is not a good idea. I will say that I don't like how comfortable Miles is, but I will say that this is hard for me because I really wanted to push my kid, push myself out the house at an early age. I wanted to leave early. Miles seems to have no direction in life, really. And the way that rent's set up, I don't think that she has a problem with them living at the house. I think she wants them to financially contribute and to start becoming independent. Miles wants to be dependent and wants to be a child forever. Simone's trying to be like, what's your 5-year plan? Cecil. It's like, look, I wanted to go from now. Miles is like, look, that continues. But you know what? Simone made a joke saying we haven't really had, this is why sex stopped for us 10 years ago. And that's why he ended up saying, this is like you work, you come home, and trying to insinuate that they have a sexless life. Simone opened the door by making a joke about having a sexless life. I would not make that kind of joke to anybody at all, let alone my kids. So when Miles gets very explicit by saying, you're pretty much, you down there is out of commission. She not old. She's in her 50s. You think she's not supposed to have sex anymore? Like, come on, that's not even realistic. Simone, okay, yeah. They're saying that Simone's saying she got to be done in a year. Greg is not honest about this bachelor party when he's with Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, and I mean, Sweet Tea is gonna have at the reunion you're gonna have to answer some questions how you felt about looking at that. I don't know how I would feel looking at him with stuff in his face talking about, or him saying I'm gonna drop my pants down to the ankles and they ain't coming back up, or him inviting strippers to the wedding. Because if you're going to be, I mean, I feel like going crazy at the strip club, there's a thin line between going crazy at the strip club and being disrespectful. I find that to be a bit on the disrespectful side. Sweet tea. It's all emotional. Calls Phaedra to be like, hey, what's up? Why would you invite Quad? You shouldn't invite Quad. I do agree with Phaedra on this point by saying you shouldn't go into a marriage where your ex-wife, where your current wife seems to have an issue with being around your ex, especially when she's on a television show where she's going to have to interact with Quad at one point. So nobody is going to exclude Quad completely. Sweet Tea's gonna have to suck it up and be around her, even if you got the ring, right? I do love how at the time that she's getting married, they show Quad in her bathtub. I thought that was nice. Girl, I'm saying girl to y'all. People, listeners, her parents. And the fact that her parents were okay with him, and I know what I wrote. Her whole family thinks that he's a come. So now we're at the wedding. Heavenly didn't send a text, and she's been making snide comments the whole entire way, talking about she didn't respond, and I don't know why she wouldn't respond. You know, we're going to this wedding, we're gonna be late if there is a wedding. Damon's like, exactly. Like, you don't need to say stuff like that. Why would you say stuff like that? So, and so she was making comments in this confessional are not there. They get there, come to find out. She get there at the same time that Toya and Eugene arrive, and Heavenly and Damon are not on the list. And everybody finds out when they're all sitting together. Contessa was there with her husband. Why? I don't understand why. What's the connection? Are they friends? Who's she friends with? Is she friends with Greg? Jackie and Simone was saying hi and was trying to, and said that they were trying to get Contessa to go to the shower. Contessa, I couldn't understand, and I could have rewound, but I really didn't care. But Contessa made a comment that somebody made a comment. I don't know about Jackie's breast. Either Jackie made a comment to Contessa or Contessa made a comment to Jackie about the breast. I know the Contessa said it. But here's the thing about if Contessa made a comment about Jackie's breast, I know, look, I am not a part of the LGBTQ plus community. So I can acknowledge my shortcomings here. But I will say that if Contessa was saying it to compliment Jackie, I would say that I'd appreciate that. Because you got to remember that Jackie had breast cancer. She wanted a child. Clearly, she didn't want it that bad because she could have had someone to carry the baby, but she chose not to. She wanted to physically have the baby, which is her choice. But she had breast cancer. And remember that she did a whole thing about showing her breast because she had a double mastectomy. And her breast is something that is a sore spot for her. I'm sure she could get larger implants than what she has. And so her looking at her breasts and thinking that they're beautiful is something that is really important to her. And so for somebody to make a comment about her breasts in a positive way, I think is, for me, I didn't read it as a sign of um, them being sexually attracted to, even though Contessa has in previous seasons made insinuations that makes it where, she's a little frisky. But I will say this though, on the other hand, when I pledged, now granted, I did pledge at 18, so I don't know what I would have done if I didn't pledge. One of the benefits of pledging for me was that it helped me evolve as a woman. And one of the big evolutions for me was I was more comfortable in my skin and body. So, like, because I was always overdeveloped in my breasts for sure, and my butt and hips. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you were to see some of my pictures from college, I see when I was in college, the thing that was in was being really thin. But I'm gonna let you know right now that if I was in college, and even up until probably age, because I was my smallest actually at 18 and 23, no, 20, up into 22, 22, 23. I say that because uh the look that people are going for now, that was me. I was a size 8, but the only thing is that my butt did not get smaller. It got tighter, and my breasts were anyway. The point is, because I was always overdeveloped, um, I was never necessarily comfortable in my skin until I pledged, and then I was just like, whoa, we became so close that I didn't care. I changed in front of him. So I say that to where we would make comments, and even to this day, we'll make comments about, like, a few of us, we're still very open with each other. Like, I can call her right now, a few of them, and they wouldn't be like, okay, Elizabeth, TMI. I'd be like, so I say that to say that doesn't lend to the sexuality issue. It just lends to our ability to be very open with each other. So I get that aspect of it. And I think that people who have not joined a sorority may not necessarily see that or understand that, or could view that as being sexual when it's not. Anyway, it was an awkward encounter, I think, because they were trying to talk to Contessa. Contessa did not look like she was interested in this conversation lasting any longer than just a couple seconds. Phaedra is bragging on her wedding and said her programs are made of silk. She said these programs look like a funeral. Low key, they did. Because I don't think that you needed all of that in a program. All you needed was just, like, my program was 1 page. Like, I didn't, and it was very simple with It was very simple and elegant. Like, I don't understand what you needed with the booklet. um, and Cecil agreed. And then Phaedra wasn't trying, she's like, I'm not trying to be shady because it's original. And she's talking about the flowers weren't that dead, and the flowers were dead. I was like, I can't with you. The wedding did not last very long. Okay, so Phaedra was like, look, you can spend all this money, but the marriage didn't last. Then she said that I've known him since we were together since the 12th grade. Liar. So you were dating him when he was in junior high? Is that what we're doing? Liar. Okay, so Heavenly is not on the list. She eventually sneaks her little behind in at the end. So there's that. And Sweet Tea, Sweet Tea gets on my nerves because Sweet Tea, ma'am, listen to me. Listen. You're up there saying your vows to your husband. Why do you notice anybody coming in the door and sitting down? And why would you care at that moment? I'm saying my vows. As a person who got married, do you think I cared about anybody coming in? I was not caring. I'm sitting up here like, please make sure I'm good. I don't trip. I don't fall. I don't do nothing. Right. Make sure I don't say anything inappropriate. Makes no sense. So pay attention to the vows. So they're trying to dance, Heavenly gets up to Sweet Tea and Sweet talking about, I love you, and girl, please, Heavenly, stop. That's my quick little review. I stretched it out as long as I could. So sorry. Bye.